Hi, my name is Dr. Steve Lead, and I'm the Program Director of Aviation at the University of South Australia. I'm passionate about so many different things in aviation. One of them is just the idea of an interconnected world, that people can move around. It's such a unique field that brings together so much of cutting-edge technology, the height of our cultural interaction, multiculturalism. It's fun, and there are so many people passionate about aviation who just grow up that way, and they just love the field. I've been interested in aviation my entire life, even as a child. When I was in high school, my parents, who were very supportive, helped me get flying lessons. So I started flying on Saturdays while I was in year 11. I got my private pilot license at the age of 18, and then went to a university similar to what we offer here for professional flight operations. Through that experience, I got a bachelor degree, as well as a commercial pilot's license, an instrument rating, and a multi-engine rating. Since then, I spent a brief time period doing some charter operations before getting back into academia with a master's degree in multiculturalism and standardization. From there, I moved to China, and I lived in China for 3 years prior to coming to the University of South Australia. I've been here now for just over 6 years. The aim of the aviation program at the University of South Australia is really to not only help develop professional skills with students in aviation, both on the pilot side as well as the management side, but also to deliver that education meeting the standards of a bachelor degree. This is a great foundation for students looking at pursuing careers in aviation, as well as students who have existing careers in aviation looking to supplement their background with formal education. The Bachelor of Aviation here at the University of South Australia is divided into 2 streams, the Bachelor of Aviation Pilot and the Bachelor of Aviation Management. Whether you undertake the Bachelor of Aviation Pilot or the Bachelor of Aviation Management, you get access to some great hands-on learning tools. For example, both streams will spend 1 semester flying our desktop flight simulators. In the Bachelor of Aviation Pilot, you'll have a chance to take a course in our Boeing 737NG simulator. On the management side, students have an opportunity to use state-of-the-art software to design an airline, develop flight operations, choose ticket prices, and learn about all the management concepts and apply them in real time. And both streams have access to our air traffic control elective, in which students can actually learn on real air traffic control equipment how to control airplanes and communicate effectively. We have an incredible team of teaching staff who either come from or are currently connected to industry. Whether it's working on projects with industry or being connected to students around the world, there are so many opportunities related to the aviation industry through this program that it is really a great chance for students to get engaged with the industry, which is a fairly small community, and really make a name for themselves. We receive a lot of questions from students about our aviation programs. Let me answer a few of them now. As part of an aviation degree, you're going to learn a lot about the local and international aviation system and how different parts all come together to provide for this incredibly complex industry. On the pilot side, it may be learning how to actually operate the aircraft, which includes good decision-making, communications, and good leadership skills. On the management side, this can include aircraft operations, it can include things like revenue management, flight planning, aircraft financing and leasing, a variety of management topics that are industry specific. Being a pilot is a very public-facing role, and it's easy to think that the industry is not much more than just flying the airplane, when in fact, there are a huge variety of roles that all contribute to keeping that aircraft moving. For example, someone needs to decide how much to charge for ticket prices. Someone needs to decide where aircraft go. Someone needs to decide how to structure and manage safety at an airline, as well as human factors considerations. These are all roles that support aviation and include revenue management, aircraft finance, route planning, and they're all very important. We've had graduates take those roles in Australia and around the world at organizations such as Virgin Australia, Qantas, Emirates, Cobham, and many more. While the pandemic is unprecedented, its effect on the aviation industry is not. The industry has suffered through several events over the past few decades, including 9/11, including the Great Financial Crisis, all of which have been shocks to the development of the industry that the industry has always recovered from. Even now, domestically within Australia, operations have reached almost their 2019 levels. Internationally, most experts agree that we're looking at around a 2 to 3 year recovery. For our students, now's a great time to start, because as the industry begins to recover, it won't even need to reach its pre-pandemic levels to create a vacuum of pilots. What does the future of aviation look like? Well, for one, aviation has always been on the forefront of cutting-edge technology. Right? The future will continue to embrace this in a variety of different ways. Navigation, for example, has never gotten more fine-tuned. Underpinned by ever-decreasing cost of flight operations with alternative fuels, as well as increasing engine technology, the industry will continue to grow and open up new routes that weren't even possible before, which the industry has a long history of. The future of aviation also includes things like new roles being developed. We're now looking at suborbital flights and space flights. This will create a whole new section of the industry that hasn't existed. One common question I get from students is, why should I get a bachelor degree in aviation when an aviation degree is not required to operate an aircraft? The vast majority of graduates are going to need to fly someone else's aircraft, and having a degree is an important part of the selection process for students to be competitive. Why should you study aviation at UniSA? Well, there's a couple of great reasons. For one, we offer a package that allows for flight training as well as a bachelor degree. This allows students to be more competitive and keep doors open. Another great reason to study aviation at UniSA is that we're a bit of a one-stop shop for a full aviation experience. Our Mawson Lakes campus, where students study theory, is located right next door to Parafield Airport, where our students can undertake flight training. It's a great, comfortable, and convenient environment to get engaged. Another great thing about the aviation program is the extent to which we utilize actual industry experts in the delivery of this program. Whether it's marking projects, or informing curriculum, or participating in extracurricular activities, we really utilize industry experts to make sure that the education students are getting here is contemporary and relevant. If you have any other questions about our aviation programs or would like any more information about studying at UniSA, please get in touch with us. We'll see you on campus.